Yeah, so Parrot 2 just released this new video, This Button Destroys the World, and I gotta say, it's the most scripted SMP content I've seen. And it's really crazy. Now, before I begin, all this I'm gonna reacting to and sharing with you, this is all created by Parrot 2, so this video is not gonna be monetized, and all credits go to Parrot 2, or Parrot, that's his main channel. But yeah, we're just gonna look at it. So I'm gonna mute the volume because you can watch the video yourself. But basically, he goes to Wembu's house. You know, casual just meets Wembu, and they walk to this random crater which they found, which apparently later in the video says that it was 7,000 blocks off. So, 34 rockets here, 51 rockets hit there. Now it could have been a stack, but like, no food eaten in that whole time. I do not believe it. You know, Anyways, you continue this. Basically, he goes to say that Wembu knows how to create this, but he's not the one who created it. And they blame it on some random guy called Spoke, even though Spoke is never mentioned in the video, which is kind of funny. Anyways, this all happens, and they suppose it's because of a big explosion, which, crazy. Anyways, then the first part shows up, which is obviously fake. They claim these wonders have spawned in, and I'm like, what? Because this is obviously not done in survival. Like, convince me that this is done in survival on the same server that this whole thing is done in survival, and not copied in through world or whatever. With this, I mean this it's crazy, but like all of these on the same server as this, which is Copper House, and this. Do you know how big this is? This spans like half the desert and art on it. What? And then they talk about explosions and a very big explosion, and then Ro walks in, randomly while they're online. Ro walks in, he talks about his thing got destroyed, and they're like, that lag freeze earlier? Yeah. And then they go here. What? This is so fake that Ro decides that he's casually online. Now, I'm not gonna put sound, but it's very clear that they're not talking for anything. It's like they have a script or whatever, and they're talking. They're waiting for these people to come. And then there's a random box here, this could obviously be placed, and then a lot of stuff happened, and Parrot decides making a cannon, and apparently some people thought that this was like a nuclear weapon, so then amazingly it was like destroyed later. And then he meets Ro. How small is the server? These wonders are thousands of blocks out, and apparently he just finds Ro because that's all they can do. And then he questions Ro, and he comes back from the same direction which Ro was going from. His thing is destroyed. So like I would obviously suspect Ro, but for some reason he doesn't. Now that's not. And then he creates a TNT cannon and explains that he's been researching these physics. However, you can just Google or YouTube the best TNT cannon, or like the one that was similar to that. It's not that deep. And then that happens. The clock goes very wrong, and then he apparently spies these people randomly. And you know what's crazy about this? Yeah, this happened. How did no one hear that sound? Like a creeper hissing, hits going on, footsteps. If they have game sounds on, they would obviously know. And I would assume that they have, what do you call it, proximity voice mod, because he goes into their conversation. But basically the gist is, they're doing something and they shouldn't tell Parrot. Crazy enough. Yeah, here I thought they should tell Parrot. Anyways, that conversation goes for a long time. Wembu flies away. Parrot follows him. This is so stupid, okay? Parrot sees Wembu. I would like you to look at this, okay? We can easily see that, Parrot sees Wembu go in, and then at this point, if you follow it closely, Wembu interacts with something in the fire. But Parrot decides, oh no, that's when I'm gonna stop looking here. And he starts shifting, and the skeleton destroys the end crystals. Like, how is Wembu not hearing this? And he kills him, and he goes in here. He's like, oh, what did he do? Where did he leave? Just inspect the house. It's not that deep. And then another thing gets destroyed, which crazy. Yeah, we're just gonna fast forward to here. He creates another TNT cannon. Like, why? You know, the same 57 golden carrots from earlier. You know, I want to check through this whole video. Okay, he actually eats some golden carrots. It's crazy. And then, you know, he has 4 experience points. Like, over here, he has, like, no experience points on, like, a server which he has an elytra on. It's crazy. Anyways, this thing gets destroyed. And apparently, the person who was guarding it, Vance, did not look to check that there were random redstone compartments or whatever, redstone blocks. He didn't even care about that. Which, why? And then he goes back, and then he decides to check that Wembu went back there, and then he doesn't see Wembu. Then he creates this thing where, you know, you choose which of these squares, and then it shoots the TNT there. Pretty cool, but it's obviously staged. And then he goes somewhere while he tells Wembu to check something in his house, and what he does is so stupid. Like, tell me, you could just wait for the person to be offline and then check their house or whatever, or when you went there earlier. But why check it now? Okay, well, we got a cool ad on WeMod. Yeah, WeMod is crazy. And then, you know, you check through here. He got those mid-roll ads. I don't know, he's inspecting a lot of stuff. Anyways, he goes down, he finds the secret passage that leads into this, vault type thing here. And then he's like, no, this is too deep. I'm going too deep. And then he doesn't do it. He yoinks 180 degrees, goes back to Wembu. And then Wembu's like, where are you at? And then Parrot spends like 20 minutes trying to come up with an excuse. Like, it's so obviously scripted. And Parrot decides working on this thingamabob, which Wembu blows up because it's stupid. Even Wembu says it. Now, you know, they pull up to the TNT. They have another lag freeze, and then that happens. Like, 53 golden carrots still. Like, how much did they start at? They started at, okay, this went down to 21. But 57 for the most part. Like, I don't think the amount of golden carrots stays that long. The experience points, they can be. The armor durability too. It seems like he repairs it now and then, but it's really scripted. And then they decide to make a wood platform. Like, what? And then stuff happens, and then he goes back to their vault, and then so he inspects the vault. Finally, he does it, but he's so stupid because he does it again when they are online. Like, does nobody on the server go to sleep? This ain't the sleep deprived SMP. And he checks this, like, what is this? No, actually, what is this? And he has this piston, contraption, like he's some mad scientist. I think that's what they wanted to go after. And then a ton of rockets. Now, this is one of the few parts where you look at Parrot's inventory. 64 redstone, cool. A lot of these he has 64 of. 64 of this specifically. Dang, okay. 64 of that. It becomes very obvious that it's TNT'd in later. I mean, not TNT'd in later, but like creative din later. And then we see that these people decide to come in, Wembu and Ro. They don't even know that Parrot is there because, I don't know, they have name tags off. And then Parrot, crazy enough, with this crazy ceiling texture, slips up to one of the 2 crimson stems. Like, what is this? And then, I don't know why, but after this, after Rochambeau leaves, he drops down, and then he he starts attacking Wembu, like, alright, bud. Also, do golden apples give resistance? Because I know they give absorption and regeneration, but resistance? Now that's... either I'm, like, bad at 1.20, but that's unheard of, and then we can easily see that he has strength, which he popped, like, he used it. And now he's down to 8 experience points. Like, what did he do with those experience points? Enchant? What he enchanting on? Like, this is a hardcore server, we can literally see it. And then I'll go down to the description later. But then, this happens. He loses Wembu because, like, he couldn't do the chase properly. And then, my internet is being bad, so it won't be able to load the rest of this video. But you can see, if I just hover over it, that a fight initiates, okay? Like, all 5 of the people somehow roll up online, decide to go there, and, Parrot's like, oh, there's a vault here. Nope, there wasn't a vault, because they cleared it up, and then they go here, they keep going, and Parrot gets resistance again. Like, do golden apples give resistance? I did not know. And then all this happens, and then they all lose, and Parrot is like, we lost, because they trapped themselves in an obsidian box, and stuff. It's clearly scripted. I'm just gonna go down here. I'm gonna scroll down here, because this is a new and original, is harder than hardcore Minecraft because PvP is on. Wow. And he even has the... yeah. I mean, it's clearly staged, which he says it himself, but it's too staged. Like, if you're gonna fake this, I mean, not fake this, but it needs to be staged better. That's what I'm saying. Because it was way obvious. Spoke is not even mentioned. Like, this entire idea, Spoke is like the ultimate villain, but he's not even in the featured people in the video because he's not even there. It's crazy, although at least he doesn't fake it like one of those other Spoke videos. Anyways, that's all I gotta say. It's kind of crazy out there, but stage videos have not gotten better, and then resistance, do I don't even know since when golden apples gave resistance. However, if that really is something you can throw me down on that, but like, that's all I gotta say. Like, even a 3-year-old can find out this is staged. Not very